Hey guys, it's Engineering here, and today I'm going to show you how to replace an exhaust system in your car or your truck. Now in this case I'm replacing it on my 1994 Astro van, and the reason I'm replacing it, well, it fell off because I was driving, and then I've been driving on it for like 4 years, and look how rusty it is. It's not even an exhaust, it's like a plastic, because this part right here is actually metal. But as you can see, it's all broken and rusted, and it just fell apart like that. Now the new one right here, this is the OEM original exhaust. So we're going to be installing that. And the tools you're going to need common hand tools like these. You're going to need a good jack and good jack stands. And you're going to need like 2 3-inch clamps and a 2.5-inch clamp. So let's go ahead and get started. I forgot to mention, when you remove a muffler, people say that you gain more horsepower. Well, that's actually somewhat true. You only gain like 2 or 3 horsepower. But if you remove the muffler, that will actually make you lose fuel economy, and that will actually make you lose a lot of gas more faster. But when you install a muffler like this, with no holes in it or anything, all of the exhaust fumes will go out the tailpipe, and you'll actually not lose that much gas or fuel economy. Now we're going to go ahead and install this, but first I want to show you what was inside this muffler. This is inside the muffler. As you can see, that's the inside of the muffler. It's all rusted. That's why I had to remove it, because like the exhaust system back here, the muffler was like right there, but I had to end up putting that pipe, because I had to remove the pipe from the middle, the back cat, and I had to put that pipe right there with my other 3-inch clamp that came with my original exhaust. I had to put that pipe on so all the fumes will go on the floor and not directly back to the cabin, and I could smell all the fumes. But I still smell the fumes even though I drive, but we're just gonna go ahead and install it, and hopefully it makes it quieter. So let's go ahead and get it in. One more thing before we install it, I want to show you how loud it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my camera right here, pointing up to the little like pipe right here, the down pipe. I'm gonna show you how loud it is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. I'm gonna show you how loud it is. And that's how loud it is. I can smell the fumes already. That's why we need to install the new muffler. First thing we need to do, we need to jack the car up so we can get more access underneath. We also need to jack it up from the back, from the passenger side as well. So first thing you want to do is get the jack underneath the frame, right over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the jack underneath, like that. Now we're gonna check if it's underneath the frame. And as you can see, right there. Perfect, right there. The frame, we're going to need to jack it up from there. So let's go ahead and start pumping up. As you can see, the tire is lifting up. Once you get it high enough, grab a jack stand and go underneath the car, and you need to put the jack stand right there on the frame. So go ahead and get the jack stand, place it underneath the frame, just like that. And if you want to, you can continue jacking it up so you can get the tire off the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. As you can see, the tire's off the ground and the jack stand is completely placed. So now we're gonna go ahead and lower it. Perfect. Now we're going to check to make sure it's actually on the frame. Perfect, it's on the frame. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the jack and put it behind so we can jack up the other side as well. Now we're going to place the jack behind the rear differential, so we're going to go ahead and start lifting it from there. Once it gets on the differential, you're going to want to start popping it up. And pay attention to the jack stand over there, because you don't want it to lift up as well, which could cause the front to collapse, and that wouldn't be good. So we're gonna pay attention while we jack it up. I'm gonna start jacking it up slowly. Just like that, high enough so that we can get the other jack stand. So we can get the other jack stand right over there. So grab a jack stand again. Go into the car. and you want to place it right over here. Place it right there, and you can go ahead and lower the car and check if it doesn't fall. So I'm going to lower it while checking it and make sure it doesn't fall. I'm going to slowly lower it. Perfect. Now you want to get the jack and slightly place it under your differential as extra protection. It's better to be safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and get underneath the car with our new exhaust. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this clamp right here, or this is actually an exhaust hanger. We're going to install it because I took it off because it was so rusty. I had to clean it up a little bit. So to install it, you're just going to need the 2 bolts that were holding it on right there, and you're just going to need this. The 13mm, actually it's this one right here, 13mm, and then like a small adapter for the 3/8 ratchet. So let's go ahead and get it on. It's going to be attached to right up there. As you can see those 2 holes, we're going to attach it right there. So let's get started. As you can see, there's the 2 bolts. There's the 2 like little holes for the bolts right there. So get the clamp, or get the exhaust hanger, hold it in place like that. Then get the 2 nuts or bolts that were holding it in. Get one, hand tighten it. Just like that. Once you get it hand tightened by hand, make sure the other hole is where you can see it. Once it's hand tightened, try to tighten as much as you can by hand. Get the other one, and you just want to go ahead and hand tighten it as well. Get it as much as you can tighten by hand, and if you can't anymore, get the ratchet. As you can see, I got my ratchet, and get the adapter for the 3/8 extension. Just go ahead and attach it on. And then after that, we're going to grab our 13. You can also use 1 inch or 1.5 inch socket, and then you can go ahead and attach it. Start turning. Start turning right, so that you can go ahead and get it tightened up. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Just like that, get it tightened good so that the exhaust hanger doesn't fall. There we go. Snug. Now we can go ahead and get the exhaust pipe and put it on. But before we do that, I gotta show you something. We can't install the pipe yet because we gotta remove this downpipe, which is just holding by 2 14mm nuts. So you just gotta remove that, remove the clamp, and take the pipe off. So we're gonna get the ratchet. First, we're gonna go ahead and take them off real quick. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and grab the ratchet and the 14mm, also known as a 9/16 socket. Now we're gonna go ahead and attach it on. And this one might not fit on, so we're gonna have to probably use like we're probably gonna have to use a wrench, because it's not gonna fit on. As you can see, the threads, they're still sticking out, so we can't get the ratchet on. So we're gonna see if we can use a wrench instead. So I'll go ahead and get the wrench. Alright, I got my 14mm wrench right here. And easily get it on. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, so we're gonna lefty loosey it. Loosen up each side little by little so that the clamp can come off evenly. Wow, I was actually tightening it, my bad. Sorry, I was tightening it, guys. Let's go ahead and loosen it up. I can't really see how I'm tightening it because I'm upside down, so since we got the clamp off now, slide it off and get the down pipe off. Now we're left with this piece of pipe right here, which we need to clean up a little bit because the other pipe we're gonna slide on, we don't want that to rust build itself to this pipe right here. So we're gonna clean it up with like a little sandpaper, or you can also use like a metal brush or something. You want to clean it up real good, not to like where it's scratched up a lot, but just clean it up so that there's no more rust on it and you can get the pipe on. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. We're gonna clean it up with this. We got the little metal dish scrubber. I can't find any sandpaper or a metal wire brush, so we're gonna see if we can get it cleaned as much as we can with this. Remember, just get it cleaned up as much as you can so that the other pipe will just slide on. That's good enough right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and install this pipe right here. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this pipe on. Make sure the pipe gets on like that. Alright, I found my first problem. That piece right there, I'm gonna have to end up removing it so I can get the pipe to slide on completely. Because the pipe will not go on completely. Or actually, I can just get the pipe on like that and just hopefully the exhaust will fit. We're gonna hope that works. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get this on, but first I gotta do something. First off, we want to get this hanger on top of this exhaust clamp, or what do I keep saying that? Exhaust hanger. So if you can't just slide it on with that, I already tried it, so just get some water with soap in it, spray the hanger, get the pipe, attach it on like that, and just push it in. It should be pretty easy, but with one hand it ain't easy. So I'm gonna get it like that in, and I'm gonna be doing it off camera because I can't do it with one hand, or I could just set my camera right here. I don't know if they can see that. If you can't see it, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna get this hanger in. Let's get the pipe off, let's get the hanger in, and beautiful. So oh shit. Sorry about that, but I just reviewed the film, and then you can actually see me putting inside that exhaust hanger. So now the pipe right here, I'm gonna have to end up cutting that off. Or I can just cut the pipe off right here. Just make like little alignments right here. Cut the pipe and slide it long. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to end up removing the pipe again. Remove the pipe. Make 2 lines right here so I can cut it with like a handsaw or something. And I'm going to go ahead and install it back on once I get it cut off real quick. Alright, so I ended up having to cut it off like that, which came out perfectly. Now that the pipe fits perfectly like that, the hanger goes on and there's more room for the muffler to fit on. So now we're going to go ahead and get the clamp and clamp this on tight so that it doesn't move off. Just like that. We're gonna get the clamp on. Alright, so we got the clamp on. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten it down with a 14mm wrench because a ratchet. I don't want to snug it down. First thing you want to do is snug it down one side little by little. So start snugging it this side, and once it's snugged a little bit, snug the other side up too, so that the clamp can tighten it evenly and you won't get any leaks. Once that side's tightened up pretty good, tighten up the next side. By the way, you gotta use a 3-inch clamp for this pipe right here, and you have to find a specific way to enter it on. I tried to do it up and down, but that didn't work out because the pipe wasn't fitting good. But you just want to snug it on like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it down. I'm gonna tighten both of these down real quick, and I'll show you how I tightened them. Alright, so I got it tightened down as much as I can by a ratchet right here. So what I did is I took a 1.5 ratchet. Well, essentially I took like a adapter for a 1.5. Then I took a 9/16, which is like a 14mm as well, and it goes onto the 1/2 adapter. And then I turned it as much as I can to the point where this is not moving anymore and the pipe is pretty tight. Now we're going to move on to installing the muffler. Alright, so to install the muffler, you want to get the muffler on. So I got my muffler, and you want to make sure, before you install it, you want to make sure this big part right here, which is the biggest pipe, it goes on that pipe right there. So we're going to go ahead and get it slided on. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me. There's not that much room down here, but we're going to get it slided on. Just like that. And make sure it's not on all the way yet. You want to get it on just halfway in. Just like right there. Halfway in right there, so that the muffler and the tailpipe goes all the way in the back. Now we're going to see on the other muffler where the pipe stops. I believe it stops like right here. But I want it just a little bit more off, like right there, so that the whole entire thing will clamp on. So we're going to go ahead and get the clamp and install it on real quick. Alright, so the clamp is on. Now we just got to align the muffler perfectly and make sure it's perfectly like. So now I think this is perfect right here. Now we're going to hold it in place while ratcheting it, or tightening it down. Just make sure it does not move. First I'm going to tighten them down. I'm going to tighten these nuts down first so that we can go ahead and get it in place and start tightening down completely. Don't know if this will fit anymore. Perfect. Now that the muffler is not moving anymore and it's perfectly where we want it, I'm going to go back here and make sure it's perfect. So I'm going to move it around so I can see where I want it. I want it right here. So now we'll just tighten these down little by little to make sure it seats evenly and we don't have no leaks. Tighten down the other side a little bit more. Perfect. Now we're going to use the wrench since the ratchet won't fit anymore. I think that's good enough. I believe it's good enough. Just to be sure, I'm going to see if I can tighten it down just a little bit more with the ratchet. Alright, we need to tighten down this side a little bit more. Perfect. Now that the muffler's in place, hopefully we don't get no leaks. Now, we're going to continue to the back side. Alright, okay, so now the muffler is on, and we just need to get this pipe right here inside that pipe right there with a clamp, and then we need to get the hanger on right here, and the other hanger on the other hanger up there. So let's do that. Alright, so now we need to get this hanger and that, and if you can't get it on, grab some water with soap, spray it inside the hanger, get the hanger, make sure the pipe is sticking outside, excuse me, but you need to get the hanger inside. It's going to be a little bit hard real quick, let me do something real quick. Okay, so the hanger's in, and now the tailpipe is sticking outside. Now, the tailpipe, you want to get it past the bumper, because the exhaust fumes are going to be coming out this way. If you get it in the bumper, it's going to be annoying to drive. So you're going to get past the bumper, just like that. Beautiful. And we're probably going to end up cutting it off right here so that not much is sticking out like that. So now next thing is you want to get that exhaust hanger up in there, and we're going to be tightening down clamp right there real quick. So first we're going to get the hanger up off camera, and I will be showing you how to put the clamp on and tightening it down. I ended up having to remove the wheel so that I can get more space from here, but as you can see we get more space so that we can put on that hanger, and we're going to put up that hanger once we get that clamp tightened down. So we're going to go ahead and do that off camera, and once we do that we're going to cut this pipe like right here so that the pipe is not too much sticking out. And yeah, after that we should be done. We can start the car up and see what it sounds like once we get all this done. And I will be doing all of this off camera, except I will be showing you how to cut the pipe off, and I will be showing you how to put that clamp up there. Or not the clamp, I will be showing you how to put that hanger install, because that hanger is kind of tilted. You might have to hammer it so you can get it on. So we're going to go ahead and first tighten down that clamp right there real quick. Alright, so the clamp is nice and tight. As you can see, I tighten it down as much as I can. Now the hanger right here is going to be a little bit difficult. So what you want to do is first, grab your water soap, spread it inside the hole, and let me set my camera down here so I can show you how to do it even more better. So right here, I think, no, that's not good. I guess I'll just set it down on the floor and hopefully you can see it through the floor. Let's see, where's the hanger at? Alright, the hanger's up there, so don't know if you can see it, but I will be trying to do it. If not, I'll show you how to do it if you can't see it. But what you do is you get the exhaust hanger, and you carefully, or you have to do it as hard as you can. You want to get this as hard as you can. If not, you're going to have to end up bending this one down here, or bending the exhaust hanger right here. So I'm going to bend it this way with my hammer. Where's this one here? Alright, I got my hammer, and we're going to bend this one right here. Bend it as much as you can, and if you can't bend it more, then you're just going to have to end up removing the whole entire exhaust hanger right here. So I already got the nuts loosened, or I mean I got the bolts loosened up. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove them by hand real quick, and then we're going to put that hanger on, and we're going to tighten it down as much as we can. So here's one nut, here's a bolt. Let's get the next one off, if it is untightened. Alright, perfect. Now we can just get it untightened. And if you think that's good enough, you can try to move it more so you can get the hanger on. And if you still need to unloosen it. So right now it's almost loosened up. I'm going to try to get it all the way loosened. And now that it's removed, here's the next one. First off, you can go ahead and make sure it's in place like this, with the hanger. Install it, just like that. Then you can get the hanger, and you're going to have to mount it back in, like that. Once you get there. You can probably just use one bolt to hold it in for now, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to use one bolt to hold it in, the top bolt, and this one will just go in like inside the hole, right here. And I will be tightening it off camera, but now you get the point if you saw it. If not, I'll show you. Okay, so just like this. Okay, so right there, that's how I got it. And the clamp and this hanger is on, so now this exhaust isn't going anywhere. As you can see, it's on every single place that the exhaust hanger needs to be on. Now the last thing I need to do is actually just tighten down this clamp right here, which I left on the ground because I had to move the exhaust, or I had to move the muffler so I can get the tailpipe to fit in properly. So now that the tailpipe is in, I might have to end up cutting it right here so it doesn't stick out too much, because as you can see, it sticks out too much and I don't like that, so I'm going to have to cut it out. So now we're going to go ahead and get the clamp, which is right there. We're going to install it right there. Let's go ahead and get that on. Okay, we are officially done. So now I got the clamp on right there. As you can see, give me a second. Okay, now that the entire muffler and the exhaust system is installed, all the way to the tailpipe. But first, we're gonna cut it off right here. But as you can see, everything is on. This is not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and get started cutting that pipe right there to like right here. So first we're gonna mark it real quick. All right, to get the perfect cut, what you wanna do is you wanna mark it carefully where you want it to be cut. For example, I wanna cut it right here. So we're gonna cut that right there, and we're gonna try to cut as straight as possible. We're gonna use some tape so that we don't like cut anywhere else. We're gonna use this tape, wrap it around here so we can cut at a straight line and not at an angle or anything. So I'm gonna go get some tape and we're gonna cut it right there. Instead of finding some tape, I found a rubber band. So we're just gonna leave it like that. I got it as straight as possible as I can. So now we're gonna grab our hacksaw and we're gonna start cutting. Well, actually, we're gonna have to start cutting from the bottom because it's not gonna cut up top, but if we're gonna cut from the bottom. So we're gonna start off by cutting down here. It's gonna be moving a little bit, so I'm gonna have to do it off camera, but you get the point now. Just align it, don't eyeball it, because if you eyeball it, you might go curvy. You might curve and then mess it up, but get some tape or something, put it right there, and just start cutting as straight as possible. So I'm gonna be doing it off camera. All right, so I cut it, and now moment of truth. Let's see what it sounds like. So I'm gonna set the camera right there, and I'm gonna go start it up and see what it sounds like. As you can see, the muffler actually works. It is quiet. Beautiful. Now we just want to check for leaks real quick. So first, grab your soapy water, and we're gonna check the entire exhaust flanges for leaks. No leaking. None over there. One more spot we need to check. Beautiful, that is so much better. As you can see, it actually works. As you can see, it is now quiet and I love it. As you can see, I had to cut it right there because if I would have left it right there, all the piping, it would have been this long. But as you can see, it's quiet now and I love it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give the videos a thumbs up if it helped you out. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Also, we're going to be doing a lot of cool things in this channel. And stay tuned and take care.